What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? It is Tuesday morning, Tuesday, November 13th. You're watching Low Shack in the Bag Show. My name is Jimmy the Bag, and I'm sitting beside, as always, a legend, Lodo's Low Shack. I would like today to get today's show started by giving a giant shout out to the Low Shack in the Bag chat. You guys have been so exceptionally strong. My God, I can't help but notice it day in and day out.
Yes.
Anna Merak pushing the Leafs -1.5 at the end of last week on Pete and I, breaking down the stats, saying maybe we're overlooking something that is so simple and looking out for us, wanting us to get that money, wanting us to improve our records. And then what happened for me yesterday is you guys, I mean, it's a little mysterious and I don't want to get into it, but I had to take somebody to the hospital. It's a difficult situation with the language barrier and everything going on. I didn't get a chance to do the work I wanted to in the afternoon on the games. And I had a friend from Norway, Jan, who's in our chat often, say, what do you think about this Rangers-Canucks over? And I was like, nah, you can't take the over with Buchnevich and Zuccarello out of the lineup and Lundqvist. The Kings playing so well at home right now that the under's the play. And I was like, oh shit, the under's the play, but I'm in the hospital. I'm dealing with shit. The game starts in 5 minutes. I can't make the play, but I would have figured that out if I was with you. Jan helped me figure that out. Then Ryan Taylor says, Jimmy, look at those two home dogs. How live are they in the NBA last night? Come on, how live are these two dogs? You have the Clippers, you have the Kings at home, small dogs. They are both live. Take another look. And I'm sitting there in this goddamn hospital sweating buckets, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, these dogs are so live. I take them both on the money line. I get over 3 units. I get over a little over I guess just under $300. But it's because of you guys looking out for us. And we want to do it both ways. And I also, sorry, I'm just rambling right now, but I want to give another giant shout out to Donnie Rightside and the Whale Capper. My God, the work that they are doing on the Audible is unfucking believable. I'm now 32-14. That Giants play last night I felt was very simple breakdown, but those two guys are leading me when I'm on the right side. They're pushing me towards it, and when they have fear for the play I'm on, they let me know and they push me back. And I just think working together, we are on a run right now, and it won't stop with us working together. It won't stop, Pete.
Yeah, listen. Last night, yesterday, I had I had in the morning show. I once again, my anyone who tailed my picks in the morning show in NHL, had a nice day. I nailed the under in the Nashville game, and once again, win or lose, high tide or low tide, feeling good, feeling bad, feeling somewhere in the middle. The birthday picks continue to just cash. Once again, yesterday, I had some losers yesterday, but not the birthday pick. Not the birthday pick. Anaheim game, the Anaheim game, first period under or the full game under if you took that one cashed. And in the late show, I did something a little bit stupid. I decided to do the double up dickhead move and go against you on the Colorado game without you being there to defend yourself. And I took Dallas -1 and the team total over, and they both lost.
Yeah, you mean the Columbus game?
Yeah, the Columbus game.
Yeah, that's that might have been a mistake taking the not taking the money line, not the puck line, but it was very close to a big score. That Dallas team is fractured, and the Columbus team is coming up. But you've got such a great read on NHL. I was so excited to see my giant double unit season record on NBA, but we have not added in my two money lines.
Still positive, but just not as positive as if we had added it.
And I think in my double-digit units without those 3 units, or
no, not without them, not without them yet. Close though.
And also, I can't write because my computer's in the shop right now. I can't write back to you guys on the chat. But trust me, I know how goddamn important this chat is, so I want to give a shout out to everyone. Scotty Rock Forever, Dan Kelly, Red Girl, Big Dick Donnie, Abba Zabba, Art Hayes, Capper John, Yayas. Hey, guess what?
What's that?
We have a Yayas video this afternoon.
No way,
really? A Yayas video this afternoon. We will see who Yayas is.
And we will finally know his true age. Is he 12 years old? Is he a little bit older than that? We shall see. I have no idea.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing it. Mr. Gokster in the house, Ninja 13, Steven Dollery, Adrian Ganekis, Nasty Nate, Underdog Ruiz, Big Ragu. I'm telling you, how Big Ragu and I were on the Giants like it was the most simple play that there was.
Yeah.
We talked about it nonstop. Big Ragu had it in his video. We talked about it throughout the Low Shack and Back Show. You asked me yesterday, I was like, what's the easiest play? What would be the $200 play that Adrian said? I said, it's the Giants. It's the Giants. The Giants are down 10 points, and I still felt getting them a plus 3.5, this was not going to be a problem. God, I'm so thankful also after spending hours and hours upon hours and hours in that goddamn hospital sweating buckets. I'm so happy to be back here on the show.
Yes, it's so great to have you back here, Jimmy the Bag. And I am, college basketball. I had some great calls last night, some ill-advised plays. Overall, I am having a winning year in college basketball. My overall record in these shows has dipped a little negative thanks to some ill-advised late plays and some ill-advised second halves. But I still feel like I have a good read on college basketball. Just quickly going over some of the plays that I made early on the overnight lines that I didn't tweet out. I did jump all over Georgia Southern at -3, and they're now up to 4.5 or 5. I also, though, jumped all over Western Michigan at +4, and they're now up to 6. So that was one line move that I beat, one line move that I missed. I also did jump all over UMass at -3. They're now up to 3.5 or 4. So that's, nice to see. But again, I should have just tweeted all this shit out last night. Although, again, the Western Michigan line moved strongly against me. I also was all over the Memphis and LSU under at 161. That's moved a little bit down. I should probably grab that one right now. Let me lock that one in right now, just in case, Jim. You don't mind if I do this right now?
No, please do.
I'm going to lock in Memphis LSU under 160.5 -110.
My man Brant Hunt asking if Memphis is +11. Brant Hunt sent me a message yesterday when I was talking about how great of a show that you had yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, it was what.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, of course, man. You guys were working together. The Low Shack in the Bag show is hitting right now. We're making cash. If
I ever return to my top form, Jim, imagine how good the shows will be then. So I'm going to lock in Memphis LSU under 160.5 -110. I don't mean to quickly jump to college basketball, but we'll just talk about a few things right now. Sure. I want to lock in a few lines, then we'll get into the day's card. I am going to take Memphis LSU under 160.5 -110. I bet it at 161. LSU, obviously, for those who don't know, there's a high ceiling. They have a lot of young guys, but a high ceiling this year, and not exactly sure how much they'll get close to that ceiling, but they can have big offensive numbers. Memphis, again, is playing a tough, aggressive defensive style, and this is a high total, so it could go over, but I hit the under at 161, and I'm going to lock in 160.5 right now. Again, two sides that I bet. One moved in my favor, one moved against me.
Kyle Jack says, don't worry about a thing. Western Michigan going to win outright tonight.
Right. So why does it move to +4 or up to +6? And I also jumped all over Georgia Southern -3. Should have tweeted that out. It's now up to 5 or 4.5. So fucking frustrating, but maybe I'll take let me just quickly check what the money line might be on that Georgia. Oh, God.
Twatty Latte saying he's going to concentrate on 4 teams: Pitt, Youngstown State, Iowa State, West Virginia. I'm sure he's going to be incredible if he focuses on those things. Bill Butler is in the Youwager poker tournament that Pete and I are both in. I can't, so I'm not going to be able to write into the chat and all day during this show, which sucks, but I meant to put the link there. I'm going to be hammering it on Twitter, and there we have it right there on the screen. $1,000 free roll, also $100 bounties on all of us. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to be a part of it. So excited to hear that Bill Butler is going to be a part of it. I also heard that Scotty Rock Forever is going to be a part of it. Love it. Adam Friendo Cumbo says, I got to get on this show with you guys. I'm banging $1,000 a game with proof. Jimmy, get at me, bro. Adam, we'd love to have you, man. You get us a video. We'd love to have you play a bigger role in our show, my man. And that it just gets us more and more exciting. Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's okay. All right, so I'm gonna lock in a line right now. This is the ultimate puss safe, maybe just pussy play here. I'm not going to grab Georgia Southern at 4.5 -115. I'm just going to take them on the money line -195. They could lose outright. In college basketball, I hate taking these big favorites, but it's just so frustrating that I missed the opener of -3, and I'll take them now on the money line at -195. And go ahead, Jim.
Infamoso Kinesis +2.5. Oakland over 152.5. Georgetown +8.5 are his early
that's
leans.
an interesting game. And I will add on Western Michigan +6 at -105. That's the line at Intertops. Buoyed by Kyle Jack's endorsement of this one. I'm not exactly sure why we're seeing such a big line move in favor of Oakland. Oakland is a bit of a down year for them. And Western, maybe there's some injuries, but I'll lock in Western Michigan +6 -105 right now. What's funny?
Dan Kelly making me laugh about the poker tournament. After I knock you out of the poker tournament tomorrow, Jimmy in the back, I will go all in with 2-7 offsuit. Ben Sports Pick 24/7, Georgia Southern, UMass, Rhode Island, mark them down. And also, you guys, I just wanted to give an apology on Twitter. I'm way behind because of some shit I've had to deal with. And everything's going to be okay. Nothing to worry about. Everything is fine. Personally, and with everything, with my family, everything's fine. But I'm behind on some stuff, and I apologize. I hate being behind on that stuff.
All right, and I'm also going to take UMass again. The safe move, money line -165 is the current line at the Greek. I took it at -3. These games with Harvard go down to the wire. They tend to go down to the wire, but this is a pretty good version of UMass this year. Of course, Harvard has their 2 toughest weapons out. So I think UMass pulls away with this one. I'm going to take UMass money line -165. I bet it at -3. It's now up to 3.5 or 4. And I think I'm just going to stick with the money line here, -165. It is a good version of UMass this year. Last year, they had a lot of personnel injuries. This year, a lot of those guys are back. And again, Harvard is pretty deep, but their 2 top weapons are out. And I'm going to take UMass on the money line -165. And then another line that I bet that also moved in my favor, where I'm going to have to get a worse line here. I took the under in Drake, Colorado. I bet it at 149.5. It's now down to 147.5 or 148. I should have just tweeted all this shit out, but hopefully I won't get burned doing this, and I'll try to tweet. I got to trust my overnight reads better, right, Jim?
Absolutely.
I'm going to take the Colorado game under 148 -110. Again, I bet it at 149.5. It's now 148 or 147, so I'll take the 148 -110. I got to trust my reads here, Jim, a lot more.
And shout out to Corey Mack. Hail Mary parlay, Giants money line in football, Kings money line in basketball, Ducks money line in hockey. Smash,
and he nailed
smash,
it, huh?
Smash.
Very, very nice. And I'm also going to take the Northridge LMU under. This one, again, I don't exactly know why. You know, Northridge is a high-scoring team. LMU is a low-scoring team. This might be a mistake, but I'm going to take the Northridge LMU. Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to hold off on that one for a little bit because LMU they're coming off of a tight, low-scoring game against UNLV, and this one could make a stark reversal of form. I'm leaning under in the Tulane Coastal Carolina game as well. Definitely leaning over in Mercer, Georgia State. For those who might not be following, I feel like this is pretty useful. Giving people a 1 sentence summary of some college basketball teams. Georgia State has one of the best versions of Georgia State that they've had in a long time. They have a player who's projected to be an NBA pick. And they're relatively deep, so I kind of like Georgia State here. Not necessarily on the spread because they're getting a lot of market respect, but I'm liking the over and the Georgia State team total over as well. NC Greensboro is a great team. I'm also leaning under on that one, although that one has not moved yet. And all right, so it's an interesting card. A bunch of the leans that I had on the overnight lines moved in my favor. I would have been better off if I just tweeted them all out, even though I would have gotten a worse line on this Western Michigan line. But on everything else, I would have gotten a better line. I'm also leaning over in the Wisconsin Xavier game, but for now, I'll just lock in those plays. Colorado under 148. I bet it at 149.5. Georgia Southern money line -195. I bet it at -3. I wish I could be giving that out right now, and I'm going to have to start tweeting my my overnight lines picks. Memphis LSU under 160.5. Western Michigan +6 -105. Again, I bet that one at -4. Don't understand the line movement. I have to look into it a little bit more. And UMass money line -165. I bet it at -3 -110. Those are just some plays I want to lock in for college basketball, Jim. And now we can get into for people saying get into the handicapping. That was handicapping, wasn't it?
It was great work.
Yeah,
no one's having a problem with this at all.
Good.
No one's having a problem with this at all. A couple things though. Nasty Nate saying if you already have an account, how do you sign up for the poker tournament? I think it just shows up. It'll show up tomorrow as something for anybody who's on Youwager to join in on. That's what I believe. So, and I'll ensure that's Nasty Nate. Now, if I'll make sure I'll contact you if there's any issue about that. Scotty Raw Forever's NHL plays Flyers money line, Lightning money line, Leafs money line, Washington, Minnesota under 6, Predators money line. Very interesting games. Ryan Taylor, I gave you a shout out at the beginning of the show. Says, how about us taking Kings money line, Clippers money line last night? Big. Barry Cohen saying that a big man on campus giving inside information on what's going on with the basketball game between Temple and Georgia, saying Georgia missed their flight. We'll be getting into Philly today.
Yes, I was thinking about the over in that one, and I'm looking at what is that line right there? Let me see. Yeah, so it's about 3.5 or 4. That's an interesting one. The thing is that Georgia's kind of a deep team. You know what I mean? Georgia's not necessarily a team that I want to fade. I was thinking about the over in that one. I'll look into that one a little bit more, and we'll talk about it. And just a few more shout-outs. We did do some handicapping already, right? Sure. So a few more shout-outs I want to give. Once again, I want to second what Jim said about the fucking comment section. Unbelievable. Bill Butlicker, I don't know if you're watching right now, gave us some prop plays on the Giants game, and Nailed them again. Bill Buttlicker.
Guy's
This
incredible.
fucking guy.
He's unbelievable.
This fucking guy. Red Girl went 5-2 yesterday, and there were some people saying that they liked the Anaheim on the money line yesterday. Great call, and Anaheim plus 1.5. Great call. Of course, I nailed the under on that one, so I did
that
well on
under
that
was
one.
so low hanging, and I was just too caught up in the shit I had to take care of. But my God, that was a very shrewd play. Great work by you. And Dan Kelly letting us know, saying, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Did Kyle Jack, when he said Western Michigan, I was talking about the college basketball game. Did he think I was talking about the college football game? When he said he endorsed Western Michigan.
It went outright. You'll have to ask him.
Right, because he's saying, Pete, Western Michigan is -7, not plus. The football game is -7.
Sorry.
Oh, no.
I hate to give you confidence on that.
Wait, what was he saying?
I guess he's talking football. I didn't.
Was he
realize
talking
that.
football?
Yeah, but we have a ton of games to get through, and we're 19 minutes into the show, so
we
need to keep a brisk pace. I think you're fine. Stick with your gut. You're having a great NCAA basketball season. Don't worry. Trust yourself.
But here he says, Kyle Jack, don't worry, Pete. Western Michigan going to win outright tonight. Why would he say that about a favorite? Obviously, a favorite is probably going to win outright.
Yeah, is Western Michigan playing Ball State today?
Yes.
So then, yeah, we're talking about two different sports.
No, but Western Michigan going to win outright tonight. Why would he say, don't worry, a favorite's going to win outright? Of course, they're probably going to win outright.
You're right.
Yes.
You're right. So
Kyle Jack, my pick on Western Michigan was on the basketball game, not the football game. Let me know if your endorsement of my play is in fact on the basketball game as I made the pick on that one. All right. So
and Dan Kelly letting us know that if you're on Youwager, you want to be in the poker tournament, you have to download the poker software. Make sure you do that before the tourney starts. Thank you so much, Dan.
All right, so let's move on to the individual sports. NHL. Once again, yesterday I should have just stuck with my fucking morning show plays. I threw on 3 plays in the evening show when you weren't here. 2 of them went directly against you. We wound up both losing that one because you had the puck line, and I actually wound up having a losing day in NHL. Overall in NHL, I'm up about 19 units right now, but counting my leans, I'd be up 50 units. My leans are up about 30 units additionally on top of that. Unbelievable. All right, let's get into the NHL card today, Jim. What do you think? We have a huge card. Let's get into it. What do we have here?
Why don't we just roll through them? First off, I am going to back the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now, there's a lot of we don't know exactly what's going on with a lot of goaltending situations, so we're going to go through them, especially in this Penguins-Devils game. I'd be shocked if the Devils go back to Corey Schneider. I'd expect them to go back with Kincaid. Schneider's been absolutely terrible. And I would be shocked if the Pens don't go back with Casey Smith, but everyone has Murray and Kincaid on their line. I'm starting to get so angry at left wing lock and the daily face-off. I'm getting angry at both of them right now. But I'm going to back the Pens here. There's a lot of really nice situations for me in NHL. There's a lot of very good hockey teams coming off of losses that I want to back, but this isn't one of them. This is the Pens turning things around and the Devils coming back home. There's a bunch of situations where teams are coming back home after long road trips that I want to fade. Giant goaltending questions on each side. The Devils have not played at home since October 27th. They got destroyed when they went on the road. They lost 6 of 7 games. Sunday's 5-2 loss. They lost Nico Hischier. And Nico Hischier isn't even on the Roto World injuries, but he left the game with an upper body injury, did not practice Monday. No update on his condition, but he's an important part. Schneider's been awful. Kincaid must be the starter here. I can't believe he wouldn't. The Pens stopped a 5-game losing streak in their 4-0 home win over the Coyotes. Crosby scored for the second straight game. He's 8 goals in his last 9. They're still missing Brassard and Justin Schultz. But I'm telling you, Peter, this Pittsburgh Penguins team is a good hockey team.
Yeah.
Maybe a great hockey team, and I'm going to make money off them this year. And I'm taking them. And here comes America on Penguins -1.5, Flyers -1.5, Wild -1.5, Sharks -1.5, and Leafs -1.5. I'm on a couple of those. Brian Taylor talking about the tricky spot. The Preds are on against San Jose. It is a tricky spot. But right now, give me Penguins -1.5.
Okay, Jimmy the Bag. We will give you Penguins -1.5. And the best line right now, line shopping here at SBRodds.com, +232. That's at Pinnacle. We're going to give you a Pittsburgh puck line, +232. Pittsburgh puck line, +232. And, I was thinking maybe I took 2 team total over 2.5 last night at big favorite lines, and both of them lost. That was terrible. What about the Pens team total over here? How is Kincaid in goal for the Devils?
Is Kincaid going to be in goal?
I'm seeing confirmed.
Oh, wow. Okay, good. Because I was shocked that Schneider was on left wing lock this morning. Kincaid's playing well. Kincaid has come back to earth.
Yeah.
But he's playing so much better than Schneider. He says all the right things in the dressing room. I can understand making that play. What we've seen from the Penguins this year is when they get more serious, when the games are important, they hold the opposition down and score.
All right. So I only looked at the games that had overnight lines in NHL. So the Toronto game, the Nashville game, the Washington game, I did not look at. Montreal, Edmonton looks interesting to me. Montreal obviously has been scoring. Edmonton, 4 straight low-scoring games, but their scoring is probably going to pick up, right? Edmonton scoring probably should pick up, right, Jim? No?
I mean,
no?
Lucic has 2 goals in his last 63 games. McDavid has 1 goal in his last 7 games. I'm going to back the Oilers here, but it's not because I'm going to trust their offense to wake up. It's just that I think it's going to be difficult for the Canadiens to go on the road. I think it's going to be difficult for the Canadiens to head west. Habs are playing good hockey. Oilers have lost 4 straight. 4-1 loss to Colorado Avalanche on Sunday. They've been outscored 17-6 during its skid. There's a lot of teams coming off losses that I'm going to trust here, and this is one of them. Canadians got 2 goals from Andrew Shaw. Thomas Tatar is playing great, which is shocking. Shaw was a healthy scratch at the end of October. He's coming up big. Habs are still missing Paul Byron and Joel Armia, but I'm backing the Oilers on the -1.5 here. I think the Oilers can turn it around, and I think the Habs are going to have a tough time on this road trip, and I think the Habs are going to have a tough time moving forward in general. I do not believe in this hockey team.
All right, so that'll be a +200. We'll give you that line, +200. I was thinking about the first period over and the Montreal team total over, actually. I was thinking that Montreal is going to continue to be a decent offensive team, especially when they're going up against teams that can give up goals, which I think is the case with Edmonton. If Talbot's in, Talbot's been very, very, very vulnerable, right?
Very vulnerable. 3.09 goals against average, .895 save percentage.
Right. All right. So I will definitely take the first period over on this one, and I'm thinking about the Montreal team total over as well. But for now, I will definitely take Montreal, Edmonton, first period over. And let me see who's scheduled in goal for. Carey Price. He's nothing special right now, is he?
Well, he's worse than that.
Yeah.
He's bad right now.
He's pretty bad right now.
3.07 goals against average, .892 save percentage. Some of these guys. Getting some funny stuff coming in from Bago Healy. It's great stuff from Bartender B, who had a big hit with the Giants. Love it. Personally, Carey Price, some of these guys that are West Coast guys, when they're in a slump and they come back west and, his mom comes out to a game, maybe he can turn it around. Carey Price is a goaltender that, God, I feel terrible for the Habs fans who are going to have 8 years of this. His first year of an 8-year contract, but he looks bad right now. Talbot looks bad right now. They both look vulnerable right now. But that doesn't mean I think it's going to be a high offensive game.
No, why not? Why not?
I just don't. When teams are playing bad, the first thing you do is you set up your defense. That's the first thing you do is you make yourself accountable defensively. We see the Pens do it all the time, and I think that's what the Oilers
unless you're going up against another bad team, you think you don't have any defense that you can set up, then you just try to outscore it.
Not at all. Not with the Habs being 29th in power play. You're talking about a team that's only going to get you 5-on-5. How do you stop a team that's going to get you 5-on-5? You can line up 5 guys on the red line. You can line up 5 guys on the blue line, but you have to be more accountable defensively. You have to back check like you mean it.
All right, well, I'm taking Montreal Edmonton. First period over, 1.5 -112. Jim's taking Edmonton puck line at +200. That was the one play that I was definitely wanting to get to. Then, I don't know, I guess let's talk about Vancouver Islanders, right? Vancouver, always interesting. Very interesting team this year. Oh, and again, a huge underdog. They're on a back-to-back. They lost the Rangers, but it was close. Now they're a huge underdog here, and I don't know, how are the Islanders here? I'm thinking maybe Vancouver first period, maybe the first period over here, maybe full game under. What's your take on Vancouver Islanders?
This is our wonderful opportunity that comes when the Western teams come to Brooklyn to play the Islanders, and we hit we were so successful with this play last year, and this is a perfect spot to do it again. A ton of injuries going on with the Canucks. Are they going to go back-to-back with Markstrom? Is Nielsen going to come back off the injury? Does it say on your if Nielsen's going to come back from injury? Is Richard Bachman going to be in goal? We don't even know what the hell's happening with these 3 goalies right now, but there's an expectation that Nielsen's going to come off the injury and play in this game. Lehner is playing very well. We've talked a lot about the
I have Greiss confirmed.
Sorry?
I have Greiss confirmed.
Yeah, no, that's... Yeah. Oh, you have Greiss confirmed, not even Lehner. Wow. I'm talking about the Canucks goaltending situation.
Oh, okay.
I have question marks beside all 5 of these goalies. I have no idea what's going to happen, but I'd prefer Greiss, to be honest with you. He's playing good hockey. But the fact is that Trotz is the coach of this... Wow, Kevin Pine says Bachman looks like he's starting for the Nuggets. What's happened to this Islanders team is they lose their best player, but they gain Trotz. We've seen this Capitals team start slipping without old Trotzy behind the bench. Trotz is a goddamn warrior and a hell of a hockey coach. He says this. He says, so this Islanders team lost their 3rd straight game. Trotzy says, 2 things happen to a team when team go get into funk. Everyone wants to play the blame game. It's a power play. It's a penalty kill. It's a coach. It's a management. Whatever. The teams that come out of the other end if you let them fight through the adversity. There's no blaming someone for this or blame someone for that. What happens is those teams always come out better on the other side. They become more resilient. They become better teams. Trotsy's going to get this team back winning very quickly. The Canucks are beaten up. This is where it will show on a back-to-back. Brandon Sutter, Jay Beagle out of the lineup. Berchi, Besser out of the lineup. Edler out of the lineup. The Islanders are only missing Matt Martin, who's a big boy and a tough forward, important to have. I'm on the Islanders -1.5.
Wow. Okay. All right. Fading the Canucks here. Islanders, and then Vancouver Brooks said they looked gassed last night. We can give you the Greek line +170. So Jim's going to take a New York Islanders puck line +170. That's the current line at the Greek. The Vancouver looked gassed last night, huh? You think this is just
this is where it will show. This is where the injuries will show.
This is where the injuries will show.
And we know what Western Conference teams have done against the Islanders over the last 3 years. I mean, when we saw the Sharks come in beginning of the year, and I'm still adamant that the Sharks are a very good hockey team.
Yeah.
Very good hockey team. Shout out to Dwayne Reed. Dwayne, we absolutely love your totals and all you do for us in college football and college basketball. So anything I can give back to you guys means the world to me.
All right. Pick another game, Jim, in NHL you want to talk about.
I do. I've got lots of plays that I want to nail. I got up goddamn early tonight, or this morning.
The Islanders lost 3 in a row. 2 of them were on the road, I know. So now they're back home. Before that, they were winning. You think that they think they're a solid team in general?
I think they're going to be an undervalued team all year. I think that we're always going to be able to get a little extra money, and we're even getting it here against the Canucks team that's shown so much. The way they've handled adversity, they've shown so much strength and toughness and everything that you want about a hockey team you've seen from this Vancouver Canucks squad. This is asking too much of them.
All right, but Jim, when you're talking about the Islanders, maybe they're a +125 dog, and you're like, yeah, all right, they're a little bit undervalued. They're -170 here. You think they're undervalued even at -170, huh?
I actually do. I think that in another situation with the Canucks dealing with all these injuries, in a back-to-back right now, we'd be getting we wouldn't be getting that much.
All right, let's go. Let's move on to another game you like here, Jim.
I do not like fading the Sabres at home. I do not think that's going to be a profitable spot for us this year. But this is a different situation with the Lightning completely self-destructing in Victor Hedman's first game back. Hedman looked bad, scored a goal, but was a -2. They allow, 5 third-period goals to the Ottawa Senators? I'm expecting the Lightning to come out rolling. This is what Callahan says. He says, anytime you're on road trips like this, you try to get the wins early, especially that Buffalo game. Try to get the points, stack them up. As the road trip goes on, it definitely gets harder and harder to win some of those games. And this is a very tough road trip. I love what Phil Housley's done, moving Sam Reinhart to the top line with Eichel and Skinner, moving Palmenville back with Sabatka and Rodriguez. I love that. I'm a huge Reinhart fan. I was a big fan of his dad. I'm a big fan of that whole Reinhart family. I love Sam Reinhart. I think that first line is going to be very dangerous. The way the Sabres won their past 2 games only adds to their confidence. They trailed after the second period each time and come back to win. But the Lightning are embarrassed. Their 4-game winning streak stopped. It was just a very, very embarrassing. Hedman came back, looked bad. Palat, Strawman still out of the lineup. I love backing the Lightning off of losses. I love it, and I'm doing it here -1.5.
Backing the Lightning off of losses. Yeah, that was one of my. That was on that day. I tweeted out a bunch of plays. They were all pretty good plays. That was my one loser, and it was a big loser. And you get a nice line here, +211. Jim's going to take Tampa Bay puck line +211. Tampa Bay puck line +211 against Buffalo.
Joshua Barnett asking, where do we find official picks from the show? We just repeat them on the show. I tweet out my actual bets that aren't the same lines because we are able to line shop here and get the best available line, which I can't do with my betting, which I should be able to do shortly if I keep winning. But I haven't been able to. It's been a tough summer, Joshua. But so we'll repeat them here, and then we have our records. We have complete transparency. We show our records before each sport and with everything that we do.
And anything that I tweet out also gets added to my record. And there's some people who still think that we're dishonest about, that I'm dishonest about my NBA record because, I'm about 41% in NBA, down about 20 units, and people just think I'm lying and making that up, but I'm really not. That is my real, actual NBA record in this show. I'm not lying. I'm not exaggerating. That's my actual record with my actual picks. Down about 20 units in NBA, 41% on a big sample size. And if you don't believe me, fine. But no, that's not a lie.
We think that you're saving your winners for your
clients. You think so? Yeah, right. All right, so Jimmy the Bag, Tampa Bay. Yeah, I guess I just got burned and snake bit with my last play on Tampa Bay where I had to eat a loss on that one. A
lot of people think fading the Senators is this gift. I don't think so at all. They're just too strong offensively. They have these first-round draft picks on defensively. If you want to start fading the Senators, just take overs. Just take overs in their game. I mean, I know that's not a fate of the Senators, but I just don't think we're going to get a ton of.
Jim Tobleson says Sabres are rolling right now. Did you catch that Middlestad shootout goal? That move was nasty. Just take the over in this game. Why would you just take the over in this game? I mean, Tampa Bay.
I came so close to taking the over.
You think
in this
so?
game. I came so close.
I guess isn't Vasilevsky like an elite goalie? Or?
My concern is that after allowing 5 goals in the third period to the Senators, that's unacceptable.
Although I'm seeing Domingue likely.
Are you serious?
Yes. Carter Hutton confirmed for Buffalo and Domingue likely.
Damn, I was hoping Vasilevsky would start this.
How is Domingue?
You know, Domingue's been there for a long time now.
Yeah.
Long enough that I feel like the management and the goaltending coaches are doing the work for us.
Mm-hmm.
He would already have been let go if they didn't see potential in him.
Mm-hmm.
And sorry, I can't use the chat right now. I've got some. This is a loaner computer, but Bartender B says, Jimmy Bag, what's your Twitter name? It's just at Jimmy the Bag.
All right, let's move on to another game. I'm thinking about taking the first period over here in this Tampa Bay Buffalo game, which would be just minus 125 at bookmaker. Is Tampa Bay going to clamp down on defense if they know that Domingue's in because they have to, or?
That's my own. I understand what Jim's saying, and he might be bang on. And God, I love Reinhart on that first line. Mm-hmm. I love Eichel, Skinner, Reinhart. That's like a video game line
for
to me.
Buffalo.
Yeah, it's a video game line.
They can put up points, can't they?
Yeah.
And Carter Hutton can give up a goal here or there, right?
Definitely.
Can't he?
Definitely. But we got to keep rolling.
Yeah, keep rolling.
We can go back to this game anytime.
Yeah, go on to another game.
I hate to say this, Ann Merrick. I hate to say this, but I love the opportunity to fade your Phoenix Coyotes in this game. I love the fact that you guys just went into Washington and beat them badly. Your shorthanded, your penalty killing is spectacular, 91.8%. Your 9 shorthanded goals, you know those are just backbreakers when you allow shorthanded goals. And you guys got a special penalty kill. But these Red Wings team, I said over and over and over again, wait till they get their defenders back. They've now won 6 of 7. They're 7-3 in their past 10. Only 2 teams in the NHL have a better record over their past 10. They are not winning by puck lines, but I'm still going to take them on the puck line. The Coyotes coming off their most impressive win of the year. That is a nice spot to fade them, but also they're missing 2 of their top 4 defensemen. And you know the rule that I have. If any team's missing 2 of their top 4 defensemen, I fade them. Alex Goligoski, Jacob Chicherin, both out of the lineup. I am jumping on. And Lee Davis says for Copley starting tonight and Koskinen probable. Very interesting. Very interesting. I'm happy that Copley will be there for the Cap because I am backing the Caps. And Koskinen, we need to figure out whether or not what we think about Koskinen because I was a little maybe too high on him a couple weeks ago. But I'm taking the Detroit Red Wings minus 1.5.
All right, Detroit Red Wings minus 1.5.
And thank you, Lee, because there's a lot of question marks around the goaltending.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that's going to be an alternative line. I'm going to have to quickly shop for that. Why don't you talk about one more game while I shop for your line here, Jimmy?
Perfect. I am going to back the Washington Capitals here. This is a perfect storm for me. Now, I'm also not going to take them on the puck. Just because I think that there's the times when I have a big dog, and it's pretty, I don't know how big, not that big here, but when I feel like I have an advantage in overtime in a shootout, I'm probably not going to take the puck line, and I'm not going to do it here. Oh, just one thing from Ann America said, Jimmy, I agree, I love my Yotes, but I do not think this is a good spot for them. I was waiting for confirmation from you, but I'm on it. Beautiful. And Jin Remy says, I was Coyotes money line versus Caps and Wings versus Canes. Awesome return. Beautiful, Jin Remy. That was a huge, because Ann America was just one game early. He had the Coyotes to take out the Pens. And just one game early, but great job.
All right, so your alternative line there is going to be plus 254 for Detroit, plus 254 on the puck line.
Beautiful.
All right, okay.
Plus 254.
Yeah.
So I'm taking the Capitals on the money line here. Again, I feel like this is just a perfect storm here. The Wild are coming back home off a long road trip. I like fading teams in that situation. And Capitals are coming off a very bad game. They're upset. It was a very disappointing loss. You thought they were turning things around. Look, this Caps team, now they still have a good power play, but remember, they were first in goals per game for a while. Now they're 8th. Mm-hmm. They're letting too many goals. Their penalty killing is bad. Wild are coming off a very successful road trip. They have a healthy group. Caps are still missing Brooks Orpik and Tom Wilson, but I feel like this is a great spot. The Wild feeling so good about themselves. The Capitals very angry. I'm taking the Capitals on the money line.
All right, so we can give you a plus 126. That's the best line at Heritage right now, plus 126.
Beautiful. And let's keep rolling. I am going to fade the LA Kings here. The Maple Leafs are playing good hockey. They give us a lot of value on the road. Frederik Andersen's playing exceptionally well. The Kings announced that Jack Campbell will need surgery to repair a torn meniscus. Jonathan Quick already had surgery to repair a torn meniscus. Now they have Cal Peterson and Peter Budaj. Mm-hmm. Oh, no. This is like a worst-case scenario. And there's tons of injuries in the goaltending world right now, so there's not like guys that could just pick up. Peterson, 2-3-1 in 10 games with the Reign this season. 4.29 goals against average. 881 save percentage. That's horrifying. Signed a 2-year entry-level deal. Was undrafted. Toronto was unbeaten on the road till that 5-1 loss at Boston at the Bruins. That really wakes them up. They're still missing Austin Matthews. Other than in goal, the Kings are a healthy group, but Peter Budaj is, oh, God. Now, we've seen Budaj actually step up on occasion. We saw him step up in a game last year that just came out of the blue. But this is a nice spot, I feel. James saying Budaj is trash. Vancouver Brooks, my man Vancouver Brooks saying Leafs puck line. Vancouver Brooks, I am going to be making an appearance in Vancouver around Christmas, so I hope I can hook up with you and Chris. But I'm on the Toronto Maple Leafs -1.5.
All right, Toronto Maple Leafs -1.5, and that will be, let's see, line shopping here, SBR at +217. So you're going to take Toronto puck line +217. That's the current line at Pinnacle.
Beautiful. And there's just a couple games that we haven't hammered. Feel free if you want to go back to any game, but there's a couple games we haven't hammered. Listen, I'm very uncomfortable with this Predators or Sharks spot. Very uncomfortable. Martin Jones starting to play very well at home. I believe I've got UC Theros in the lineup, which I actually do expect him to start, but Rene's been a Vezina Trophy winner of late. He's been playing very, very good. Scotty Rock saying, I need a trip to the Bay. You know I do, and you know I will be there at some point, but I got to get back to Vancouver, deal with some family stuff. So I am hoping to hook up with my guys, my Vancouver Cappers. Vancouver Brooks says, yes, there's a bunch of you guys that we got to hook up. Scotty Rock forever saying Predators, money line. I'm very uncomfortable fading the Sharks. I really, truly think they're a very good hockey, and they just haven't shown it this year. And when do you want a team to start showing it? In fact, this is probably when they're most valuable game in, game out, and future-wise, because I think they're going to be exceptionally good. I really, really do. And I said to everyone, I was like, wait till Pavelski. He had no assists this year. Wait till Pavelski starts rolling. He had a 3-point night. Martin Jones has a 2.28 goals against average at home. Now, a problem, and the reason why I do understand, Lee Davis saying Tom Wilson's suspension has been reduced to 14 games, eligible to return immediately. Ooh, that's a big boost to the Capitals. That's very hot information. Thank you, Lee. My issue, and I guess why I can understand why someone would take the Preds, is Logan Couture left the Flames game with an undisclosed injury and did not return. We know how important he is. But I'm just going to completely stay off this Preds-Sharks game. I feel quite uncomfortable there. And the only other game that we didn't hammer is another game. It's the Panthers at Flyers. I told you guys know I have futures other than $100 on the Sharks to win the Cup, a small thing. I have futures on 3 teams, the Panthers, the Flyers, and the Flames. And I think I'm in very good shape. I think the Panthers and Flyers are very good hockey teams that are just starting to show it now. I told you what Giroux did on that road trip, getting the team together would change things. I also think the Panthers are going to get their shit together. Flyers have now won 5 of 6. As soon as Giroux started being a leader in that dressing room, he's 4 goals, 11 points. He's a +8 during a 6-game point streak. Panthers swept their 3-game road homestand. Brian Elliott pitched a shutout. If he starts rolling, and we know what Luongo does for this Panthers team, he just instills them with confidence. And also, when Reimer can only come in once every 4 or 5 games, he's a better goalie in that situation, too. If Jenny Dadonov is playing like the player we thought he was when he came over from the KHL last year, he leads this Panthers team in scoring. They're saying the most incredible things about Alexander Barkov and about his leadership in the dressing room. Everybody thought Ekblad would be the captain of this team. It turned out to be Barkov, who some people thought was soft-spoken. He is a beast, and he is a defensively responsible, high-scoring player. I love both these teams, and that's why I'm staying off this game.
That's Florida and Philly.
Yes.
My question for you is, how is Darcy Kemper? He's in goal for Arizona. I'm thinking about the Detroit team total over. How is Kemper in goal?
Kemper seems to step up on occasion. He looked quite good last year as Quick's backup, and I'm sure LA wishes they had him now.
And what's up with Detroit? I thought they were supposed to be a shitty team this year.
All I said was positive things about them all year. They had a 72.5 point total. That was the lowest in the NHL.
Yeah.
I was on the over. I talked about how good this young defense looked, but they got decimated with injury. I've been saying great things about them all year, Pete. So nonstop all year, Pete.
They've been putting up reliably 3 and 4 goals every single game. Are they a good bet on the team total over here against Arizona? How's Arizona defensively?
Quite good, very good.
Yes, they are, right?
Yeah. So I think, unfortunately, I think this. If I hit this puck line, I could imagine a 3-1.
Well, that would still cash on the team total over.
Well, yeah. I like the Red Wings here. I feel like it's a nice spot to fade this Coyotes team after an exceptional 4-1 victory.
Is Arizona great defensively on the road as well as home, or just on because weirdly I think that's a great play.
They're missing 2 of their top 4 defensemen. I do not think they'll continue to be this good defensively, even though they have.
Because it's weird that they've actually been stronger defensively at home, but they've been explosive offensively at home. So they've actually been a slight overtrender at home and a big undertrender away, despite the fact that they've actually been a little bit more vulnerable defensively on the road.
James Wilson saying Caps money line. Anyone? I wish I could write back to you guys. I can't right now on my computer, but I'm on Caps money line. Yeah, you know, Ann America is a great person to talk to about this Coyote squad. He knows them inside and out. What I see is a team that has 9 shorthanded goals and that completely breaks a team's spirit.
Right.
And Pocket is a guy that you have to believe in, whether or not it's blaming him and Gretzky's gambling on Gretzky's wife, which was hysterical, or just battling in the corners and fighting anybody who comes out. He's just he's a battler. This guy fights. When he's guilty of making heavy bets with a bookie, he's capable of looking in your eyes and blaming it on Wayne Gretzky's wife.
All right, I'll take the Detroit team total over 2.5 minus 130. That's the current line at Pinnacle and Heritage. I'll take that one. 2.5 minus 130. I got super burned yesterday. In the morning show yesterday, I had great calls on the Nashville under. Great call there. Carolina -1 was okay. I pushed on that one. And then in the afternoon show, I just threw on, oh God, I have to admit it, but it's so painful to admit, the Rangers team total over 2.5 at a big favorite line, and Dallas team total over 2.5 at a big favorite line. Just terrible, terrible plays. But I'm going to take Detroit here, team total over 2.5 minus 130. My other play is Montreal Edmonton first period over 1.5 minus 112. And that's going to be it for me for NHL. Jimmy the Bag has Toronto puck line, Washington money line, Pittsburgh puck line, Edmonton puck line, Islanders puck line, Tampa Bay puck line, and Detroit puck line. Again, Toronto puck line, Washington money line, Pittsburgh puck line, Edmonton puck line, Islanders puck line, Tampa Bay puck line, and Detroit puck line. And is that it for NHL, Jim?
That is it for NHL. And John F. saying, Jimmy, Tampa Bay or Pittsburgh in the early game, best call. Wow, that's tough. I'd say that has to be Tampa Bay, right? I was going to say that had to be Pittsburgh.
Really?
Yeah, just because of how bad New Jersey's playing, and as if all that's going to, they just go home and turn the switch on. That's just something that young teams can't do.
Right.
But that's a very tough call. And we were both on different sides there. So you could, Lamont Williams said, Jimmy getting hot on NHL. I'm not really. Can we put that? I started climbing back, but then I lost 2 units yesterday. Can we throw up our NHL? I would love to see your gorgeous NHL.
Yeah, it's not that gorgeous anymore because yesterday I hemorrhaged a bunch of units and it just, oh God, so fucking frustrating because over the weekend on Sunday, I was doing really, really bad. I was just having a terrible day, not gambling related, just in general. And but Winnipeg -1 was obviously a play that you'd want to take. And there were a bunch of plays that I've been liking that I haven't tweeted out that would have gotten added onto my record. So I'm going to try to slowly grind back up into the 20s. I'm on Montreal Edmonton first period over. I think that's okay. Detroit team total over 2.5. I think that's okay. The rest of the card looks a little bit, I don't know. Look, it makes me nervous. There's 3 games that didn't have overnight lines that I didn't look at, and I will look at them in the afternoon, maybe have a play on them. Yeah, Tampa Bay does feel like a,
But Nino said, are you worried about the backup goalie, Jimmy, in Tampa? Not really. Not after the defensive breakdown that they had in the third period. I think that they tightened everything up.
All right, so let's move on to NBA. We got 3 games going tonight. Let's start with Houston and Denver. Houston, of course, was doing bad on the road, right? Took a couple of bad losses on the road, and then came back and blasted Indiana. Now they're going into Denver, though, another tough place to play. Denver can be strong defensively. We've seen that. Is Houston going to get held down on the road again, like they did against OKC and the Spurs?
There's something else going on in Houston. This is not just all Carmelo Anthony. It's not. There's something else going on, and I don't know what it is. It's being alluded to. Dwayne Wade alluded to it. Dwayne Wade has inside information on what's going on there. There's something going on. There's something not right in Houston. And who's the first person that should be blamed? Well, it's Morey. I don't know what he was thinking this offseason. He's a very smart man. You come 1 game away from beating the Warriors. You have a high-octane offense that needs to be surrounded by top defensive players like Mbah a Moute and Ariza. No surprise that Gary Clark is getting minutes here because he's a great defensive player or will become one. They're still dealing with a ton of injuries. Brandon Knight yet to play. Why they pick up Michael Carter-Williams? What the hell? Some of the moves they make are just beyond me. I just can't, for the life of me, understand them. Gerald Green dealing with an ankle sprain. PJ Tucker sick. Nene still a couple weeks away. This this Rockets team is a mess. So now we move over to the Nuggets. I don't know really why they thought Torrey Craig would be able to play Barton's role. And the whole idea of Torrey Craig was he was just staying out of, not getting in the way. That's not going to work moving forward, and it's not been working. So Juancho Hernan Gomez is going to do it. Malik Beasley, Monte Morris will come in. They're not even playing Torrey Craig now. I don't like the way they've handled Torrey Craig in general. Denver, 2 home losses despite big games. This feels to me like they're going to bounce back, Denver, after their losses, and the Rockets are just an absolute mess here. Dwayne Reed on Denver -4. What would I get on the Nuggets right now?
Well, let me check. But Dan Kelly, he says, I hate the Rockets this year, but he still is liking Houston +5 in the first half, +2.5, and the Houston team total over 105. So Dan Kelly hates the Rockets, but he's still taking them tonight. And Tomorino Tomor says Houston's fine. They're just bored at the beginning of the season after the great year. You think that's true?
It can't be.
It can't be?
There's something else going on.
Mm-hmm.
There's something else going on, and when the stars who are in the know allude to more going on, it just can't. This is not just, Carmelo Anthony isn't very good. There's something else happening. I don't know what it is.
Chris Paul is a cancer? Is that possibly the answer there?
I've heard people speak negatively of Chris Paul throughout his career, character-wise.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to know really what Chris is really like, and I don't know if I can make a legitimate statement on that. But there's something going on. Randy Miller saying, Jimmy, it'd be great at the end of the show if you and Pete would give your best bet. We did that yesterday on the morning show. And if you and the Whale Kepper and Donnie would do the same. Yeah, I agree, Randy. That's a great idea. We can do that for sure. I was not going to take the Nuggets when I came in here today.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that Dan is already liking the Rockets here.
And he hates them this year anyway.
And you saw Dan with the Pelicans first half against the Raptors yesterday. I mean, Dan, that's enough to keep me off of it. And that's what I've been doing with guys like Donnie and Whale Kepper in the NFL, is staying off of it. Actually, I know this is missing 2.7 units of glory, but I haven't seen my record in a little while. We didn't have it yesterday. I'd like to see.
Sure, we can throw it up. I didn't catch Jimmy's tweeted out NBA plays, so and apparently those were winners. So I will add those, and his record will be even better than what it looks like right now.
What, plus 5.3? Is that real? No, that's old. That's old.
That's got to be an old record.
That's
right
old.
there. Yeah, that's got to be an old record right there.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's up a little bit more. But anyway, we will update Jimmy the Bags.
I'm double-digit units. I thought it might have been even before this, because I've had. I don't want to tell you actually how many days in a row I've been positive in NBA, because it will stop.
Okay. So Jimmy the Bag definitely has a nice little positive NBA record right now. We will get that updated after I check his Twitter pics from yesterday, and then we will show it up in all its glory as soon as it's updated and fully specced out there on the graphics. All right, so what do we want to do here? The line has moved in Houston's favor. Dan Kelly got 5. It's now down to 4 or 4.5.
I didn't have the Nuggets coming in here, and when I talked about what's going on with Houston, I decided that maybe the Nuggets were the play. Obviously, Denver's doing something when Jokic is not putting up 37 and 21 points. They're winning games. They're an interesting team this year, and all I need is, and this is what I've been doing in the Audible show, and all I need is a capper like Dan to say I'm on this side, and for me to say, well, what's the point? I'm not going to go over 54% fading him. I'm just going to stay off of it. And that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to work on this game in the afternoon unless there's a total I want to move. But
all right, yeah. Once again, I am generally not good at NBA, so I'm going to make all my plays in the evening show. We have a little bit more information. Yesterday, I did actually, but listening, I realized that the Spurs team total under was a good play, and I did throw that one on. But I made a couple of other handicapping decisions on my own that were losers. So I had another small losing day in NBA, even though the Spurs team total under was a play that I realized based on everything I was reading and seeing in the comments section that it was a good play. And then we have Charlotte and Cleveland and Atlanta and Golden State. Do you have anything to say about either of those games, Jim?
I have a ton to say about them. First off, unless you guys please help me, I am going to back the Cleveland Cavaliers on the spread tonight. Here, I just feel like if you go over the injuries that they're working with right now, we're going to have a very focused group on the floor. And I would like to do that after I want to break down some notes, you take over, and I would like to break down exactly who I see on the floor for this game. The Hornets snapped a 9-game losing streak to the Cavs. They shot 57.1%. They destroyed the Cavs. They absolutely wiped the floor with them. Then the Hornets are playing good ball, and it's Tony Parker in the dressing room. David Stewart saying, "What, do you mean the Cavs? Are you joking?" I'm not. And if anybody wants to get me off of this, they can. And I'll tell you exactly why I feel this way. The Red Girl says Cleveland has players out, and that's exactly why I'm backing them. Because the players who are going to be on the floor know that they're going to be playing 35+. The Hornets absolutely just destroyed this Cavaliers team. The Hornets are going to be playing without Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. I don't think that's a big deal. Parker's playing great. The Hornets are playing well defensively.
Mm-hmm.
The Cavs have lost 5 straight. Last 3 have come by combined 12 points. Ryan Taylor saying Cavs are to play good job. Okay. Barry Cohen saying, Jimmy, don't do it. The Hornets roll today. Easton Sherliff saying not going to happen. Hornets will cover easy. This is a good spot for the Cavs because of how badly Charlotte destroyed them last time. And Charlotte, now Tony Parker is changing. Obviously, I'm guessing he's changing the energy in the dressing room. Maybe he'll keep them looking straight forward. But the Cavs are not playing nearly as bad basketball as they were. And now that George Hill is going to be doing exactly what he did in Sacramento, he's going to stay out of the lineup.
Mm-hmm.
J.R. Smith is sick. Kyle Korver out. C.D. Osman out. Sam Decker out. Dan Kelly says, I think I will tail you on Cleveland, Jimmy. This is all about situational basketball. I made a big mistake, and this is what Dan has taught me working with him since I've been on the show, is that last night, it was a big mistake taking the Heat. This Sixers team was going to come together with this smaller group of guys in the lineup. They knew they were missing players. They were going to send a message that they can do this before Butler comes in. It was a perfect situational spot for the Sixers, and I overlooked it. I simplified things. Oh, these guys are out of the lineup. I think the exact same thing is going to happen here with these Cavs. Let's talk about who's going to be getting the floor time against a Hornets team that can't possibly come into this game thinking, oh God, we got to have our wits about us. This is going to be tough, blah, blah, blah. They can't possibly. They absolutely destroyed this Cavs team, and now this Cavs team comes in injured. So we have Colin Sexton, who's going to play the bulk of time at the 1. Andrew Harris will come in and give some good defense. We have Rodney Hood and Jordan Clarkson. Also, when Sexton comes out, if Drew doesn't want to go to Harrison, you can play both Clarkson. You can play Clarkson at the 1 and Hood at the 2. That's a very offensive group right there. You have Nwaba at small forward. Now, how much he'll play is I'm not entirely sure what Drew's going to do, but we know he's a good defensive player. And then you're going to have to play Nance and Thompson on the floor together because Love and Decker are out. You can also move Rodney Hood to the 3 spot if you want to, which I expect will happen. If you do that, you're going to get a ton of Rodney Hood and Jordan Clarkson in this game. These are offensive players. If Charlotte comes in, and we know that Kemba Walker, before Tony Parker came, had a tendency to not get up for these types of games. I feel like this is the spot. I really feel like, and RA says you're taking the money line, taking the points. I'm going to take the points here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take the points here. It is a safe play. I'm not, that mad. Oh, birthday pick for Ralph. Is it Ralph?
No. Taking any team on the spread is not the safe, Jim.
Yeah, but I mean, if I had,
a spread by definition is a 50-50 proposition according to the market.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. But if I had big old balls.
Yeah, right. I hear you. Yeah, Stun Up Man says, first of all, he says, Pete the MILF Hunter, which is somewhat accurate. Stun Up Man says, Pete, it's my pet turtle Ralph's birthday today. He's 5 years old today. Birthday pick? No. We don't give pet turtles birthday picks. Do we?
No, because you won't try hard enough.
Right, yeah, because I won't try hard enough. But I'll throw one out there anyway. I do like the Montreal-Edmonton first period over. I think either Montreal puts up a goal and Edmonton comes back as well, or Edmonton puts up 3 in the first period or something like that. So there you go. What the hell? We only guarantee birthday picks for actual low baggers. But
it could be a birthday.
Well, what?
Ralph the Turtle.
Ralph the Turtle. Sure. Here you go. Stunner Man. Montreal Edmonton first period over 1.5 minus 112. That'll be the birthday pick for our Stunner Man's Turtle, pet turtle Ralph, turning 5 today. Shout out to you. In the meantime, I'm looking at this. A lot of people were liking Denver. It's interesting. Dan Kelly liking Houston, but Ralph Portuando, Denver -4. Dwayne Reed, Denver -4. Elio Topset, I like Denver tonight. A lot of people liking Denver.
I came in liking it, but it's just not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Theodore McIntosh says that's BC.
BCism.
Yeah,
it is. A little bit. Yeah. Yep.
Ryan Taylor says today's my birthday. Where's the pick? I didn't know it was your birthday, Ryan Taylor.
Montreal, Edmonton, first period over 1.5 minus 112. What the hell? We'll throw that one on there.
Brant Hunt saying Nuggets are the play. I'm going to take some time on that game, but listen, I just feel like this is a letdown spot for Charlotte and a chance for certain players on this Cavs team to step up, knowing they're going to play 35 minutes. And I'll take the Cavs on the spread.
All right. Oh, so you're going to take the Cavs on the spread.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on one second. Let me just find that line for you here. The Cavs will be plus, we can give you the Heritage line, 9 minus 110. Jim's going to take the Cavs plus 9 minus 110. Current line at Heritage, everywhere else has 8.5. Creeping up at Pinnacle, but still 8.5. So we'll give you Heritage plus 9 minus 110.
Beautiful.
All right.
Then we have the Hawks at Warriors.
Yeah.
God, Clippers money line shebang last night.
Yeah, and who else? Someone was saying that they liked the Clippers. I forgot who it was, but other people were saying that Golden State was the best bet of the day. And I'm proud to say that in the show, obviously I didn't give it an official pick because I don't have balls like that in NBA. But I did say in the show yesterday, I was like, I could see Clippers winning this one outright. Didn't have the balls to give it, but I did not agree that the Warriors were low hanging fruit last night.
It does help when you're having a winning month. For me, it makes it a lot easier to put on to pull my balls out and lay them on the table. And but it just seemed like it was a situation where both those home dogs, were live, and if you took them both, you had a nice chance of winning.
Meantime, just want to say, Real TC says, Pete, got to go to work now. Please take a look at these college basketball plays. UMass. Already bet it, and I already gave it as an official pick here. Rhode Island, that's an interesting game. We'll talk about that maybe if we get a chance in the afternoon show or at the end of today's show. And Georgia money line, very interesting. We know that Georgia might have had some travel issues going into Temple, but Georgia is a very deep team, and I do like them in general. Go ahead, Jim.
Q Peso says no Corver, no Love, no J.R. Smith, no Cavs bet. Q Peso, and I'm not saying this isn't a right or wrong thing, but I'm the complete opposite of you. I see it, no Corver, no Smith, no Love. Now we can bet on the Cavs. Those guys are playing terrible basketball, god-awful basketball. Get them off the floor, and maybe we can put a victory together. Maybe we can put a team together. I think the complete opposite. I think get them goddamn off the floor. That's why I have confidence on this spot.
All right, so Ryan Taylor lets me know that he was the one who said that about the Clippers. He says, Ryan Taylor said it. Put the respect on my name, Pete. Ryan Taylor, you got it. Respect. Respect. What? I'm talking to you, Ryan Taylor.
Oh,
respect on your name. You know what song that was, right?
Fucking awesome, man. It's fucking awesome, dude. God damn.
Respect. Ryan Taylor, you got it. You got it. He said to me in all caps, put the respect on my name, Pete, and I did it. Respect.
God
Ryan
damn,
Taylor.
did you do it.
All right. So
Hawks at Warriors, final game on the card. Warriors on the second half of a back-to-back, being down all game. They went on a 19-5 run to push the game to overtime. Those of you who watched it saw what happened there when Draymond Green didn't give up the ball to Durant, and they started whining, and it made me happy. I'm sorry, Scotty Rock forever. It did make me happy when they start whining at each other, because you guys are the best team in the world, right? So it's nice when you guys fucking bicker like little girls. Makes me happy. Other than Steph Curry, who's out with a hamstring injury, they have a full accompaniment of players. Hawks have lost 4 straight, 8 of 9. They got blown out at home to the Pistons. They went to L.A., played the Lakers tough.
Sean Robertson says, the Tuesday Crazies with Loshak. Shout out to you, Sean Robertson. Look, anything for ratings. Yes.
Well, you're rolling, man. You're rolling. You're fucking rolling there.
Man. All right, so anyway, in the NBA, once again, I am going to, I'm going to wait until the evening show. I got to just get a little bit of discipline, and if I keep all my plays to the evening show and think and I'm careful about everything.
No, Scotty Rock's going to leave now. Sorry, Scotty. Come on. Come on. You have the best team in the world. Can't we take a shot once in a while? Listen, I'm a Vancouver Grizzlies fan, all right? Come on. Give me a little bit. Let me, we won 24 games once? That's the most we ever won, Scotty.
All right, so, all right, is that it for NBA, Jim?
No, let's talk quickly about
this
Hawk spot. So, Dedmon is not playing again tonight due to personal reasons. I love the way Taurean Prince and Bazemore are playing. I've said that all year. I really feel like if Collins can come back, he's amping up his rehab. If Dedmon's in the lineup, I really believe that we can have a good team that can give us some value here with the Hawks. I really do. Now, Alex Len's come in, and he looked pretty good too. 17 points in 27 minutes. He's not a guy that I believe in. Dan Kelly saying big country. It's actually not big country I hate. It's Stu Jackson. There's nobody in sports that I dislike more than Stu Jackson. I don't like using the word hate, like it's a waste of energy hating anybody. But I hate Stu Jackson. If I had a ski mask on me and Stu Jackson was just walking down the street right by the Refugio, I would put on that ski mask and I would Nancy Kerrigan.
Oh yeah.
I would take his knee out. I would take his knee out. And we had a chance to go Bibby for Nash straight up, and Stu Jackson laughed in the face. Stu Jackson's such a terrible, terrible executive, and I despise him more than any other person in sports.
All right, well, we got to get to college basketball and college football a little bit,
Okay,
Jim.
I think that there might be some. I'm not sure what to do exactly on this Hawks Warriors spot. I guess I'm going to need more time in here. Brian Taylor says, watch out, back-to-back Hawks plus points. Jimmy the Bag. I'm not entirely, Dan, can I have some? God, he thinks he's just fucking, I despise him. But I'm not entirely sure what to do with this Hawks Warriors spot. When you beat the Warriors on the money line, you almost want to not touch it again for a month and just thank your lucky stars. Natalie Alvarez says, wifey lock Charlotte, team total over. Very interesting. Very interesting. Scotty Rock saying Warriors cover at home. What is the spread on this and what's the total? Because I did see somebody coming in saying that they like the under in this game, and that might be a really nice spot.
It's about 229. It's gotten bet down a teeny bit from the opener of 230.
And what's the spread?
It's about what is it, 12?
And Rob Wando's on the unders in Charlotte on all three games, all three unders. Interesting, very interesting. I'm going to spend a little bit more time on this. David Stewart has a Jimmy Teaser Warriors minus 8.5 in Denver Pick'em. And Ryan Taylor is on Hawks money line. Jesus, Ryan Taylor.
All right. Okay, we got to move on. Once again, college basketball. I'll just review the plays that I gave, give some thoughts, and we'll quickly go to college football. Once again, I gave Colorado under 148 minus 110. Bet it at 149.5. I gave Memphis LSU under 160.5 minus 110. I bet it at 161. I gave Georgia Southern in a safe move on the money line minus 195. I bet it at minus 3. It's now up to 4.5 or 5. I gave Western Michigan at plus 6 minus 105. I bet it at plus 4. That's the one line that moves strongly against me, and I don't understand why. I gave UMass money line minus 165. Again, a safe play. I bet it at minus 3. And that's it for college basketball for the plays that I definitely gave. Other games that are interesting, the New Mexico game against Iona is interesting. I was thinking New Mexico might be a play at 6 or 6.5. It opened at 7, and I did bet that one. It's now down to 6 or 6.5. Iona's a team that definitely is coming into this game with some turmoil. New Mexico has a talented roster, but they might not be all together mentally. They're coming in with a lot of they put together a lot of talented guys who had success at the JUCO level, but it might not be gelling right now. And their first game, they were definitely way overvalued. So, it's possible that this New Mexico team might be overvalued because of the talent on the roster, but the lack of cohesion. I was thinking that New Mexico might have been a play. Joe Anisic like New Mexico minus 6, and I'd be leaning that way. Again, Iona has internal problems, but they might just be more of a cohesive unit right now, and New Mexico at minus 6 might be a little bit of a trap. Other plays that I was thinking about Tulane on the under 146.5. Again, Georgia State is a very good team, and I was thinking about the over and maybe the first half over in the Mercer Georgia State game. NC Greensboro is great this year. I did have them plus the points against LSU, but I think for my pick I gave. See, that's another one. LSU and with Texas Southern yesterday. Here we go again. Snake bitten college basketball. Texas Southern covered the full game pretty comfortably, but my pick was first half, and they lost that one by a little bit. Same deal with NC Greensboro against LSU. I told people I liked NC Greensboro against LSU. Of course, I bet them on the full game and the first half, but my only pick on the game officially in these shows was on the first half. They lost the first half, and then I had them on the second half, and then they covered the full game. So I had 2 winners on that one, but my official pick in the show was a loser. But that line has gotten bet up. I was thinking maybe a shot with the NC Wilmington team total under. I have a slight lean to the under in this one, and I guess a lean to NC Greensboro. Although as the line creeps up, it makes me more and more nervous. Slight lean to the under as well in Harvard UMass. Last year was a very low scoring game, and this year probably should be the same way. I'd have a lean to the under and the first half under in Harvard UMass. Lean to the over in Wisconsin Xavier. Interesting that Xavier that the line has moved in Xavier's favor. That's very telling. On paper, at first glance, you would think that Wisconsin would be the play here as such a short favorite. But The line has moved in Xavier's favor. I think that's telling. That might be sharp action telling you that Xavier is the play here. And I would also be leaning over in that one. The Charleston, Rhode Island game, we won't get into that one right now. Let me see. What else is it?
Go ahead.
Go
Jasmine
ahead.
Waters caught my attention.
Yeah.
She says Wisconsin is worth a look today, and Dwayne Reed backed it.
Yes, one would think. At first glance, on paper, Wisconsin would clearly be the play, considering how Xavier has done this year. They have an inexperienced team right now, and they're not gelling. But the line movement is very peculiar and tells you that Xavier might be the play here. And again, I was leaning over on this one. Maybe the Wisconsin team total over as well. The total is also headed down, which I don't quite get. I was liking the over, and maybe the Wisconsin team total over. The market might be telling you that Xavier is the right play. I'm just scanning up and down the.
Robbie Tagaloa is on UMass -3.5.
Yeah.
Tennessee under 141, and first half Temple thinking that the travel issues with Georgia.
Yes,
will
very
affect
possibly.
them. Gomar says I think there's good value on Wisconsin. They were returning all their starters, and Xavier lost all their key starters and their coach.
And so why then did Wisconsin open as a small favorite, and now it's down to pick 'em? That's no accident. We'll see where this line is by tip-off.
Jared Moore's play of the day, college basketball play of the day, is UNC Greensboro.
Yeah, I mean, UNC Greensboro is obviously a quality team. Again, God, it's so fucking frustrating. My only play on that LSU game was the first half. They lost the first half, but I said I liked them full game. They covered the full game. I bet them on the full game and the first half, and I also bet them on the second half, so I wound up going 2-1 on my bets. 0-1 on my official picks in this show. So I might give some other college basketball picks in the evening show. Ways I'm leaning right now, the over in Wisconsin Xavier, and I guess the Wisconsin team total over. Definitely leaning that way. I'm going to be eyeing line movement in the Charleston, Rhode Island game to maybe help me figure out what to do there. Leaning under and first half under in Harvard UMass for sure.
Natalie Alvarez has team total overs on George Mason, Tennessee, Temple, UMass, Providence.
Wait, George Mason, okay, Tennessee, Temple, UMass, and
Xavier and FIU.
Okay.
All team total over.
All
so
right.
he likes Xavier team total over.
Yeah. I mean, again, I like the over in that game in general. I'd probably be liking both team total overs there. So I'm definitely leaning over and first half over in Wisconsin Xavier. Definitely thinking about under and first half under in Harvard UMass. The Georgia Temple game is very interesting. Thinking about under and NC Wilmington team total under in that game. Thinking about over and first half over in Mercer, Georgia State.
Kyle Jack came back and did back your basketball play on Western Michigan.
Yes, I know.
But Elio is on Oakland -6.
Really? I wonder why.
Tulane first half and UNLV -7 first half.
All right. Well, I've given out some official plays. I might give out more in the evening show. We'll see. It'll be very interesting to see where.
And Dwayne Reed giving. Sorry, I hate to interrupt you, but Dwayne Reed saying Xavier getting love because they're the home team. Xavier's a tough road environment, but I think Wisconsin's experience may bode well for them.
Yeah. Antonio Marino says it takes no money to move lines early in the college basketball year, and that is absolutely true. We saw yesterday, like the South Florida under against Austin P. I said I liked the under on that one. I didn't understand why the line moved to the over. I gave the under as an official play yesterday, and of course the game went into OT and still went under. So absolutely, you're correct, Marino Tomor. A lot of these line moves in college basketball are just off. And in fact, in Memphis's for the first game of the year that I took them on the under, there was a massive move to the over. The first half did go way over, and if you recall, the second half went so far under that the game wound up going way under, even the line I took them at, but the line moved 10 points to the over and turned out to be totally wrong. So, Tomarino says, I don't care about line movement unless I think it's insider knowledge. Yes. Even in college basketball, though, I'm not going to ignore line movement. A line move in favor of Xavier in a spot like this when you have a situation where Wisconsin is as good as they are with one of the best players in the nation. That's something that I'm not just going to ignore, right? Okay.
Robbie Tagaloa says, I'm a Xavier fan. Being forever. Staying off this game. We had great depth last year, and they all played. Matt going 9 deep, but feels like a down spot tonight. Think Hap gets Jones in foul trouble early. Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of reasons at first glance to not like Xavier, and I do think that the line movement is somewhat telling. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on about. And Brant Hunt says, talk about the Memphis game, Pete. Yeah, I just did very quickly. I gave the under as an official play. Brant Hunt said that he liked Memphis +11, and I would agree with that, and I did bet that one. It's now down to 10.5. Again, I have a lot of respect for LSU this year, so I'm not going to be too quick to bet against them, especially with a team like Memphis that's just starting out a new program with a lot of young guys. But I am going to take the under on this one, and I would have a slight lean to Memphis even at 10.5. But as of right now, I'll hold off on that one for an official play.
And Tomor, as a Wisconsin grad, Wisconsin was bad last year, and they had a horrible recruiting class. I don't expect them to be good. And Ralph Portwando's is still yelling, "No, Jimmy, don't take the Cavs."
All right.
But I'm taking them.
Okay. All right, and now let's just quickly move on to a college football. Obviously, the over was something that I was thinking about, but now it's taken a huge explosion up from 55 up to 57.5 or 58. Kyle Jack says that Western Michigan will cover here. Western Michigan obviously is a significantly better team, but Ball State's at home. They have nothing to lose. Nothing, they're playing pressure free, and their quarterback. They're both teams are playing with backup quarterbacks. Western Michigan has not done well in the last 2 games. They're a better team. Kyle Jack likes Western Michigan here. It's now up to 8 at Bookmaker. I have to admit that I'd probably be leaning Ball State, but I think I'm going to pass on this game officially.
I need to work on this in the afternoon, but I'm not going to have a ton of time because the Audible's on at 4 p.m. Eastern. And goddamn.
All right. So let's give people about 30 seconds to come in with some opinions on the college basketball game. The college football game tonight. Ralph Portuando, Warriors under 230. Okay, Brant Hunt, Warriors under does seem sharp. If anyone has any opinions on the college football game, let us know. Kyle Jack, our resident MAC expert, has already come in with the opinion that Western Michigan covers tonight and wins by double digits. Okay.
Quickly, Ulysses Hayes asking if I like Toronto money line, Islanders money line, Florida money line. I'm on the Islanders and the Leafs on the puck line -1.5, and I'm very uncomfortable with the Florida-Philly game. I think they're both very good teams playing very well right now. And Ski Profit joining us. They had to get away from work. Thank you for joining us, Ski. Ski, I'm on the Cavs at +9, and I'm not scared. Capper John says Ball State +7.5 and the over for me. Oh shit! And Neil Frank says the WMU game starts at 6. Thank you for letting me know that, Neil Frank. Then I'll have to. Ski Prof saying you still playing Beat the Prick, Jimmy? Of course I am, Ski. Of course I am.
Wait a minute, Tomorino on the Wisconsin college basketball game. Tomorino, listen to this. What do you make of these 2 comments? First, Tomorino says Wisconsin has their entire starting core back. They're built for the road with their defense. I think they are undervalued here. Later on, he says, where is that comment? Later on,
I can understand both those comments.
Later on, he says, as a Wisconsin grad, Wisconsin was bad last year, and they had a horrible recruiting class. I don't expect them to be good. So he's saying he likes them in this spot, but in general doesn't like them going forward?
Yeah, he says that he likes them against weak teams.
Right.
So, right. Yeah, I can. I hear there. It seems like quite a dichotomy between the 2 statements, but I feel like I can understand that. James
Wilson says first half under, Pete. Write it down. Okay, I will. And that's it. Anything else you want to comment on, Jimmy the Bag?
Rob Portwando got the over at 55 for Western Michigan.
Yeah, nice
Bookie
job.
Smasher joining us. Love Bookie Smasher says NCAA football is a trash game tonight, but Western Michigan should cover.
All right. That's it for today's show. Once again, no plays on college football for me or Jim. We'll be back at 6 o'clock Eastern time with the evening show.